too good. That well-known classic will soon be ringing throughout the Buell Theater as the National Broadway tour of The Sound of Music makes its way to Colorado.
Joining us today, Kevin Earley, who is playing the iconic role of Georg Von Trapp. Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
This is quite a feat because the musical, of course, everyone knows about, even my 9-year-old daughter. It's one of her favorites. It's been around for 65 years. What is it like being part of something so timeless?
It's a lot of pressure for a lot of us, but it's also a lot of fun for everybody to explore and really bring sort of a fresh new idea in 2026 here to the show. And our amazing Tony Award-winning director, Jack O'Brien, has really kind of taken the show apart and put it back together. None of the dialogue or anything like that, but just making these characters human and giving them light and giving them human and then really bringing these amazing songs like Do Re Mi and My Favorite Things and Edelweiss to light and bringing it across the country right now. It's fantastic.
Do you find it difficult, or maybe I should ask, what's your process when you're playing such an iconic role that so many people have played before you? Do you really kind of get in there and try to create ownership, or how does that work?
Sure, absolutely. My process is going through everybody's. Like I looked at Christopher Plummer. You watch the movie, you watch any. I watch everything that I can to really kind of absorb it, and then you kind of forget it, and then you work with your director and the rest of your actors. Kaylee Capaldi, who plays Maria, she's been an amazing partner, and Jack, and everybody in the cast, and then you come up with this new version, this sort of version that you want to tell right now at this particular time, and. So I like to kind of absorb everything. Some people like to ignore everything. They like to just go with what the script says and what the music says, and start with that. I'm more of an inclusive kind of, why ignore what Christopher Plummer did? I mean, there's iconic lines that I can't do. Like when I say, you will call me Captain. I can't say that different than he did. I mean, everybody's expecting you to say, they call me Captain.
The audience wants.
They want
Give
that.
the people what they want.
So there's little things like that. You're just like, okay, you have to go in that direction.
That is interesting, but that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
I love that you asked that question. What about, everyone's heard of The Sound of Music, but some people have not sat down and actually watched it. So what can you tell our viewers who have never seen it, maybe they're interested in finally seeing it? What is the synopsis?
Sure, the synopsis of the show is about Maria Von Trapp, who is trying to find herself. She joins a convent because she thinks that's what she really wants, and then she's thrown into this family of 7 children whose father they've lost their mother in a tragic accident, and now he's trying to get through the world, and they meet and they butt heads at first, and they have opposite ways of doing things. She loves music and lightness and hope, and he's just struggling, trying to find, it's really a story about grief, in a way. And she really pulls him out of that and pulls the kids out of that. And it's amazing to watch the show develop. A lot of people don't know that the musical was written first, before the movie. So it precedes the movie by 5 years. So there's some songs that they removed from the for the movie to sort of streamline it, even though it is still like a 4-hour movie. I don't know how they removed songs and still made it longer, but they did. So there are aspects to the play and seeing it live that you don't get from just watching the movie. So if you've seen the movie and you're like, I love the movie, but I don't know if I like you'll love the live version of the piece, because it really goes in depth, and there's nothing like seeing people do it live and really experiencing that with a group of people for the first time, and the only time that will happen with this particular audience and this particular cast.
There's nothing better. There's nothing better than live theater.
So
I
true.
think you just anyway, tell me before you go, what is your favorite song to perform?
Edelweiss is probably my favorite song. I get to play guitar in it, and I get to really connect with the audience, and the way that Jack O'Brien has set the song up. In the show, he's supposed to perform for the Nazis, essentially, and against his will. And in our version, he's sort of, instead of choosing the song that he should have sung, he chooses Edelweiss to basically tell them, hey, our country is still standing strong in the hearts of its people. And to be able to do that in the way we do it in the show is really a dream come true, and a lot of responsibility, as we said.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Very exciting. And the musical is here in Denver from July 29 through August 2nd. Of course, you can find tickets online through the Denver Center for the Performing Arts. Kevin, thank you so much.
Thank
Good
you,
luck.
guys.
So
Thank you.
exciting.